Good thing you don't do opening gags for this, right?
What do you think? I press the red button.
I kind of figured.
And welcome back to another episode of V-Time, episode 132. Getting up in those numbers.
Yeah, man, I didn't realize we were that far. Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a short episode for different reasons. We'll get to those reasons. Not a lot to talk about news. We got some interesting leaks and so forth. Got a Connor here, as you saw from the opening segment. We got to do more of these, more of those.
We sure do.
But with that being said, we're gonna go straight into it. Not waste any time. Oh, they don't prep here.
I didn't get my cue cards. I have them written down. I don't know where they are. Just
Don't
I'm
worry.
sorry.
Next time. Anyway, but before that, if you're interested in buying any cars from TCG Player, please use our fill link down below. Purchases through this link will support the channel so we can bring more great content straight to you guys. With that scripted part out of the way. Look, man, it's hard in one long breath.
You're right. It just sounds so fluid until then.
All right, let's go straight into the leaks. We're going to start off with some Cater Sanctuary rares and commons that kind of dropped on us. Actually, double rare of that. First off, we got Witch of Prohibition Ernmas.
That N is not supposed to be there.
Ernmas. Whatever. She's a great one, double rare. Auto win this unit is retired from rearguard by the ability of your Vanguard with Blaster in its card name during your turn. Soul Blast 2. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So it's a kill more card.
Solid. Very solid.
It is very solid because we're going to get the PBO here in a bit. Yeah, we're going to get the PBO here in a bit. For a second there, I thought we already covered it and we didn't. But we're going to get the PBO here in a bit. And this effect will make a lot more sense because unlike PBD, he doesn't touch shit. Not to mention, if you're going second, your opponent puts an Arcs down in a Varina. At least Blast of Dark, if it hits this, can retire both of them now.
You're right. That's very good.
Anyway,
I suddenly don't like this card as a plan against it.
That's okay. You're going to like this one more.
This is a grade 3 Kind Light Dragon. It's a common auto rearguard once per turn. When this unit stands by your card's ability, this unit gets power plus 5k until the end of the turn. Yeah.
Like, you know exactly what deck it's meant for, unless I was gonna use her proper name, but I completely forgot. Big Booba Lady. Restands rearguards.
Yeah.
This is definitely a Bastion card, but at the same time, it's like there's better stuff. Like just run.
There's much better stuff to put in.
But still not a bad card. Anyway, moving on to some Dragon Empire commons and rares. We got Stealth Dragon, Hayden Resosu. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard by your Vanguard's ability, this unit gets 10k until the end of turn. Gee, I wonder which deck is this for.
I got half excited and then I saw it was grade 2.
Now, this is definitely can be played in Eugene, but we've seen this very useful in Tamariera because you can pull it out with Tamariera skill and give it 10k. If you begin your turn on Tamariera, he's a 24. So he's not a bad card in those instances where you don't want to pull the Dual Nations out.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, hey, that could go great in Wife. It can't.
No.
Grade 2.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. So we got another card that might be able to go in Wife. I don't think you might run it, but hey, you never know.
Rambling Sheer Dragon, grade 2, another common. When this unit intercepts, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets shield plus 10k until the end of that battle. There's better stuff, but like shield value.
Like this is like the third one we've seen. Like apparently each nation is going to get one of these, which is not bad. Having the option in each nation for a 15k interceptor is not bad, but
better stuff. Just a 15k interceptor is not great. Also, it's got 9k power at grade 2, which hurts a lot.
And it's an interceptor, good sir. There's decks that can just go and it's gone.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them, as we've come to see.
One of yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, what are interceptors? Anyway, moving on. We get to the big boy himself. Okay, so Do this thing happen. We got another ride line, third one. This time Dark States, and this time Chaos with a K. And he's very interesting in how he works. So of course we got a normal starter, one with Profound Mercy Chaos. Looks super cool. I can't say nothing about
The
it.
K in his name is what sticks out to you about the spelling.
One with Profound Mercy Chaos.
The spelling of chaos as a whole.
It's as you would pronounce it. K-H-E-I-O-S. As someone who speaks another language,
It's like-
this is basically how you would read chaos literally.
It hurts me. It's like they crowdsourced a kindergarten classroom to figure out how to spell it.
I'm going to just do this for fun. I'm going to read each letter of his name in my language.
Okay.
K-H-E-I-O-S.
I can see why that would make it easy for you to learn.
Chaos.
It's just having, started with English, it threw me off for a minute.
Yeah. When you look at a C, you immediately think, oh, that's a K. Anyway, moving on, we got his grade 1 version, In the Calm Streets Chaos. Auto, when this unit is rode upon by Quagmire of
Solace.
thank you, Solace Chaos, so that's a grade 2, we're going to get to that. Reveal the top card of your deck and put all normal units, reveal top 2 cards of your deck and put all normal units from among them into your soul, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order, as well he's got the glitter. He's got glitter. Not a bad effect. We already, if you guys seen the video, you can kind of whiff like 2 triggers to go to the bottom. And as of right now, or to my knowledge, there's no way to shuffle with generic cards. So yeah, once those triggers go to the bottom, you don't see them anymore.
Yeah, if you don't go through your deck quick, you won't see them again. Okay, interesting.
They're the last cards of the deck. That's deck out.
Quick.
Yeah. So maybe down the road support is going to help him in that aspect, but right now it's like, well, I gotta get 2 soul charges, 1 soul charge and a card I'm never going to see, or 2 cards I'm never going to see.
Yeah, but you'd have to have really bad luck for that to happen.
Gee, I wonder who that could be. Anyway, we're going to move on to Quagmire of Solace Chaos. Thank you again. He does have the glitter ability like all of them will be having, but this one has, when this unit is rode upon by Approaching Fangs Chaos, that's a grade 3. Soul Charge 1. If the Soul Charge card was a trigger unit, draw a card. And if it was a normal unit, choose up to 1 card from your soul and call it to rearguard. Now that's not a bad effect.
No, not at all. I rather like that effect.
If you lose a trigger, at least you get to draw a card plus your hand. But if you Soul Charge a normal unit, depending on what's in your soul, you get some interesting stuff out. If there's nothing good in your soul, it's like, oh shit. And then if you soul charge in order, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Chaos has a lot of loopholes right now. Not even loopholes, holes.
Yeah, just holes.
Anyway,
I like the art though.
He's beautiful, especially the grade 3. It's like, okay, we're going on another level. We got Approaching Fangs Chaos. Grade 3, decided to go Ginger. Sorry, Alex said that yesterday, 2 days ago at Locals, and it just was funny. I was like, I'm going to use that.
It's true.
Anyway, the grade 3's ability, while you're soul charging so much through your ride line, or so much in an amount through your ride line, he's got 2 abilities. Act. Vanguard once per turn costs counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Look at top 3 cards of your deck. Choose 1 card from among them. Put it into your hand. Choose up to 1 unit card from among them, call it the rearguard, and put the rest into your soul. And then his other ability is Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card names, choose 1 of your rearguards and it gets power 10k until the end of turn. If your soul has 13 or more cards with different card names, choose all of your rearguards instead. And of course, the glitter extra spice. It reads very underwhelming. Let's say it like that.
It's interesting, but I know better.
So to kind of deconstruct. Sorry, not decompose.
That's not the first time you've done that either. I just want to point that out.
His first ability is honestly really cool. you discard a card to potentially add a card to your hand to get a card on the board to soul charge a card. So you can filter board presence, soul presence. You don't have to put a card into your hand
Or onto your board.
Choose you have to put a card into your hand. Choose one card from among them, has to go in the hand.
Oh, yes. And the up to is on the board.
Correct. So you don't have to put a card on the board if you don't want to. You can just soul charge 2, which is not bad. It's not really plusing either, though. Like, it's a filter with a potential plus. And then his other ability, giving 10k to something, is like, well, Bastion does it with a restand.
Yeah.
I chose those words specifically. But he's not bad. The conditions are hard to meet. We need more support to get there. Current generic Darkseid support's helping as much as it can. The current version that I built, it's really hard to get to 13. I need to tweak it. Some of the new cards help. Like, overall, it's super early to kind of, judge him. Thoughts?
He definitely feels like a card that is less the ace, but more the engine for his deck, if that makes sense. Like, once you get him where he's at, it's just, hey, your board gets plus 10k, and that's what you want from him.
Correct. Because there is an engine card, or the main card, as Connor said, and I'm going to let you have it.
Oh, did I call it without knowing?
Something like that. You're going to figure out as you read the ability.
Cool-headed Executor Mikani, who is Dual Nation.
Correct.
For, thank you. For Brantgate and Dark States. And he's a grade 3. Auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards with the same grade as the card Soul Blast for this cost and retire it. Interesting. Glitter for Chaos. Auto. Rear guard once per turn. When your Vanguard attacks, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card name, stand this unit. If you stand this unit, put this unit into your soul at the end of the turn. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Okay, yeah, that actually fixes a lot of where just Chaos felt underwhelming.
Correct.
Okay.
A quick disclaimer in the video that got released. I don't know if it was me copy pasting incorrectly or the wiki just wasn't updated. When we made this card, it did not have the last sentence of put this unit into your soul at the end of the turn, because it went literally just put this unit into and stand this unit. Period. There's an actual period, not a comma. So it's not like I missed copy paste.
So the card text has changed since that video.
Okay. So yes, we didn't use it properly because we didn't know it was not being used properly.
Good disclaimer. That disclaimer should probably go in the video.
Oh yeah, but it is in the comments. But next time we'll do it properly. It'll help the deck's count of different cards in Soul a little bit.
It will. So
it'll be very interesting to use at that point. Anyway, with that being said, the deck is still in its infancy. Like, you get 5 attacks in a good day. If you don't Persona ride their pokes, that's why certain orders could help. But overall, it's not bad. Like, the saving grace of Chaos, in my opinion, or any Dark States deck that can run it, is the grade 1 now. Because you just put it on Chaos, give it guard restrict, and just swing twice.
Yeah, you're right.
If you can put 2 Chaoses and 2 of those, it's like there's 4 attacks that are guard restrict. There's some threat there.
That's not bad.
Exactly. And you can do technically the 5 attacks while they're at grade 2 at least.
Also, yes. Oh, that's pretty good.
Anyway, we're going to move on to the other big cards that were leaked in the Tuesday stream, and that is Shadow Paladin. Oh, excuse me, Cater. We got the encounter cards for PBO and his supporting triple rare Nemain. First, we're going to look at Skull Witch Nemain. She's a grade 2 5k base, keeping with Nemain's tradition. But her ability is very interesting. Continuous rigor during your turn. If you have a Vanguard Blaster in its card name, this unit gets 5k. Keep in mind, this also works with Majesty Lord Blaster if you want to run her in there. She's at least a 10k in that deck as well. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard, if your Vanguard's clan is Shadow Paladin, cost Counterblast 1, put 1 card from your hand into your soul, and draw 2 cards. It is a different form of Alden. Or Arcs.
It's a very consistent card that does exactly what the deck wants. Oh my god,
it's a different form of Arcs.
It is just an Arcs. Without the condition of I need a Trickstar there first. It's a very good card.
And it soul charges, so it actually gives you more resources.
It does what it wants. The deck wants.
Yeah. Why is put the card from hand to soul so important, or why is that even part? It is because of this boy. Connor, take it away.
Phantom Blaster Overlord, the big boy himself. Thanks for making me read this one. Continuous Vanguard. If your soul has Phantom Blaster Dragon, this unit gets critical +1. And then Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks, retire 2 of your rear guards. Choose a Blaster Dart from your soul or drop. Call it to rear guard. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, that called unit and this unit get power +10k until the end of the turn.
Wait, you're telling me he doesn't counterblast? Wait, you're telling me he also gains 10k? Man, I wish I heard this for the first time and only once.
I'm sure nobody left that in our
Nobody.
comments on the video.
Nobody.
Certainly not 95% of the comments.
Nobody. Jokes aside, yes. I know, reading is fucking hard. That is completely my mistake. I can't say nothing about it. So next time we'll do a rendition arc and he's going to be a little bit better.
I will say that for the way we played that game, that wouldn't have changed too much.
Vanguard would have been bigger, but most of the time you either took the Vanguard because it wasn't double critical or you guarded it with a PG, if I remember correctly.
So that I wasn't going to have to deal with a multi-crit attack. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, oh no, I got a little bit more CB. I could have probably used in the main more. I don't know.
Used in the main or a Blaster Dark, but for the most part, we were just trying to push each other with multi-crit. Go watch the video. You'll see what we're talking about.
Exactly. Overall, it's a definitely better effect than I showcased it, but hey, that's for next video.
It is a very good effect. Now that I know it does not have such a monstrous cost, I like him a lot more.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, moving on though. Oh yeah, that's why the main wants to put cards of soul.
Oh yeah.
DVD.
You take it. So smart man over here, actual smart man.
The only time I'm smart.
No, that's not true. You just have to work against your luck. No, he was very smart and ran PBO in the ride line so he could main and just straight first grade 3 turn double crit.
Yeah.
I was at grade 2 one game and he did this and it changed things.
There's also an angel dude. He's a grade 2. Simple effect, when placed. Grab a card from your drop zone, put it into your soul, look at top 3 cards for the same card and call it to rear guard. Or put it in hand. It's one of the two. But regardless, it's not his full effect is not the important part. It's the fact that you can grab anything from drop and put it to soul. So he's also a good way to run to get and maximize that by running PBO in your ride line. Oh, look, I see a PBD. Let me ditch it for ride line, then call the Grey Angel dude and put it to soul.
You have a lot of options to meet your first grade 3 turn, which is very consistent.
Exactly. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to move on to some Brent Gate cards. They haven't been seen some a lot of love. Eva is coming out, the last one of the ride lines. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. But some of the Brent Gate cards are starting to kind of leak what this gimmick is going to be. For example, we have Helping Monster Tecton,
I think.
Tecton. Thank you. Tecton.
I think. Don't take me as Bible on this one.
Tecton. Anyway, auto. When this card is discarded from hand during your turn, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 set order from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck.
Oh, I hate this card already.
It's an amazing card for all builds. Not as much jail, because once you get your jail, you don't want it. But hey, Orphist and Meteors.
Orphist go burr.
Exactly. Both of them can benefit from this during the ride line, but only during the ride line, which means Eva could honestly have a ditch card effect, and then this just helps Eva. So we'll see.
Maybe.
It is a rare, so...
Yeah, it may not be super pivotal, but it's not a bad option, realistically.
Speaking of super pivotal, I
love this card.
I know, right? I'll let you read it, because this could be predicting Eva.
It's beloved, but grown up. Hold on, I'm happy. Stepchild of Variable Stars, grade 1, common. Continuous rear guard. During your turn, this unit gets power plus 2k for each set order in your order zone. That makes up for it being a 7k base power.
Yeah, it's like your little grade 1 in Basagara.
Yeah, the one that for every card of my Vanguard gets it. It's a little bit... I mean, maybe it's not as hard to meet, but I could see you whiffing and having only a 7k grade 1, which could hurt.
In jail,
early game.
So if we just look at cards that are jail, always going to be a 7k unless you run 2 jails. At most is going to be 11. Oh well. Yeah. Meteors. If you, for some reason, don't use your meteors, she can be 13 or more.
Yeah, that's a big number right there.
And Orphist, she's always going to be an 11 up to a 13 at most. So,
Not bad, especially considering it can boost.
Exactly. So that is a good prediction that Eva is just going to say, look at all the set orders I have, which is a little bit scary because, Meteor already does that. And there's not a lot of deck tech space in Meteors until, the other Meteor came in. But still, like, a heavy set order deck means not a lot of normal units deck.
Again, it is a common. This could just be a generic slice wherever you can put it card.
Exactly. We'll know in about 10 days. Anyway, moving on. We got some Stoichea leak.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. This card got leaked with another card that we've seen in the magazine, so we're just going to cover the new one. We got, we got Tier Knight Flecha. Fletch.
Flesh. It always devolves into this when it's you and me.
Auto rear guard. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, this unit gets 5 until the end of battle for each of your other token units.
Shit.
This is definitely a Aurora card. You can run the token engines in the other decks. I don't see why you would. But in Aurora, best case scenario, she's a 30k beater with 4 tokens on the board. Optimal scenario, she's a 25k beater, 30k column. Because you can have the Drag Ritter Girl, the...
Drag her token, and then 2 more tokens.
Correct.
With 1 boosting her.
Correct.
I'm helping.
So, overall, not a bad common. Honestly, I can see it
A
putting
really
it in the
good
deck.
common, actually.
So, just good. And then we get to some Dark States
How did I miss
support.
this?
Hopefully, help Chaos. Connor, take it away.
Flaming Pony.
Simple, straightforward.
This card's weird. Hold on. I appreciate this. Grade 1, act from soul, cost, bind this card, and soul charge 2. Super basic.
It's
I
Dimension
actually love
Creeper
this thing.
again.
I love this thing.
It's another Dimension Creeper.
I mean, that is all it is, but it's a pony.
Premium can run 12 Dimension Creepers now if they want.
I don't know why you would, but you can.
My fucking God. But
That said, this is going to be a very, very useful card in Standard.
Exactly. Chaos. I can see this card in Chaos. You can run like 3 of it and not worry about, not hitting your different cards. Because if you see multiple of these, you just start binding them, soul charging, and hopefully the value is going to be there for it. So this could be a very good card in Chaos. I'm going to definitely try to test it out because it seems like it has potential. Other decks?
Barrow Magnus is probably the
Yeah.
best to make use out of it. It would get the most immediate mileage out of it, especially early game.
Plus, Bear Magnus's right line does have the effect of putting a card from hand into soul. So if you see this early, you can just tuck this into soul with its effect.
Well, and I've seen a lot of times, especially at locals when I played against Barrow Magnus, they'll hit 9. If you put this at any point in there, you're automatically at 10 on
Yeah.
grade 3, and that's where you want to be. So this could be a very, very good card for Barrow Magnus, depending on what you're willing to take out of it.
Correct. Bruce really doesn't need this. Like, Bruce does one gimmick or does one gimmick good, and I can actually get to 15 faster than Barrow could ever could.
I hate how accurate that is. They can't make Barrow faster without breaking it, though, so...
I can actually see this card in Greedon, though. You put cards from hand to soul in Greedon a lot.
You know what? Yes.
And to just get that extra soul charge to get to that... Like, Greedon wants 10 cards in soul to be really perfect. Because with 10 cards in soul, you get power on Greedon. The bunny activates, so you get more draw power. Like, everything kind of falls into place. But to get the 10 cards in soul, you need 8 cards to start your turn with. And your ride line provides you with only 4. So you need to find, like, 4 soul charges somewhere.
Okay, yeah, so this could definitely make up for that.
Anyway, 2, 3. A couple of cards
Whoa.
left. Connor,
She's pretty. I'll do this one if you want. She's pretty. I like her art.
You can mire as I read because it's a blaster card. We got Dashing Knight Frida. Auto, when this unit is placed on rigor during your main phase, if you have a Vanguard blaster in its card name, Soul Blast 1, look at 5 cards on top of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 2 or less unit card with blaster in its card name, call it to rear guard and shuffle your deck. If you call the card, choose a card from your hand and discard it. Yes, this is now multi-attack in blasters.
Yeah.
Or at least in PBD right now. Oh, no, actually, no. Never mind. Ignore everything I just said.
Yeah, because it's only grade 2 or less.
In its main phase.
And its main phase. But
So never mind.
Still, we know exactly what this is for.
You mean the other one?
Yeah.
In the
Majesty.
MLB?
Yeah, it's we're already seeing a very good consistency card for that deck, so that's very nice actually.
It could definitely be used in PBO as well. Like just get another dark, maybe a PBO on the board, maybe a fucking DVD on the board.
Potentially see it, but there's better stuff to run in BBO.
Exactly. So overall, not a bad rare. We'll see in 2 weeks whenever they hopefully reveal MLB. Anyway, Connor, you can take the double rare for Chaos or any other deck, honestly.
Oh, I remember this one. Steam Maiden Bonnie, who is a grade 1 auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard from your hand, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card names, cost CB1, choose a grade 1 or less card from your soul, call it to rear guard, and if your soul has 10 or more cards with different card names, choose a grade 4 or less card instead.
She's a really good effect, but at the same time, I'm very hesitant.
I mean, yes, it's a very high return, but you have a very hard to meet condition.
So,
But damn.
there's 2 things about it. One, okay, cool. Feel presence. I like that. Gets anything out of soul if you meet the full condition. That's cool, because if you don't have your dual nation and he's in soul, you can kind of pull it out. Grade 4 or less, that's not foreshadowing anything. That's just because Bruce exists. So they got to account for any card that you may potentially run. The downsides. It's a CB. Just from building the deck the way I already did, CB is a problem.
It also does pull 1 from soul.
Exactly. If you're exactly at 8, depending what you pull out of soul, it might screw you. Because sure, you can pull a lot of brainwash and immediately he's soul charging and it becomes a 13k, which is good. But if he accidentally soul charges something that you already have in soul, you're like, okay, now I'm done meeting my conditions no more.
That is why it's a place from hand. You can always just hold it.
Exactly. Now, if you had the full condition to get to 10, you don't have to worry too much because then you're way far away from 13. So you just focus on the 8, and you need that for the dual nation. So overall, it has potential. Definitely worth testing out. Definitely worth putting in the deck. I might warm up to it, but right now I'm like, do I run 2? Do I run 3?
It's also a double rare. I will say it feels a little underwhelming for a double rare, but maybe I'd need to see it successful in practice first.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say with double rares because the last couple double rares we've seen for the new ride lines, if we look at Aurora, kill 2, cannabis 1, draw a card, honestly is not bad. It's resource heavy, but it comes in clutch sometimes, and it's a 13k attacker. And the double rare to just cannabis, I think she's a double rare, to cannabis 1 and call 2 plant tokens. I think she's a double rare.
I think she is too, isn't she?
I think it's like, I know
We'll
for a
find out.
fact the retired dude to draw a card is definitely a double rare for Stakea. The other double rare for Stakea that we've gotten is, it is the cannabis 1 to make 2 plant tokens, which is again not a bad ability for the deck.
Not for for that deck.
Like it hits the right amount of board presence to make the whole deck run a little bit smoother. So the double rares are really working with that. And the double rare we've seen for Tamayura, look at 7, put a glitter or a stealth unit into soul. Alex has been using that out the wazoo and it's been helping a lot, not only for the filter, but also deck thinning and board presence.
Yeah.
So this could be another card in that sense. Until we test it out, we don't know.
I guess what it is this one has a much harder to meet condition to get the most use out of it, and that's what feels iffy.
Yeah, and Chaos's ride line is not helping that. It's like, oh, look, 2 triggers. Well, I guess I'm not going to soul charge then.
Yeah, that would hurt.
So Chaos's ride line is... All right, moving on. This card, though, I like a lot better than the double rare.
Oh. I'm going to pretend that's Indicade Arrow Dragon.
I think so, yes.
Oof. Grade 2, common. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, reveal the top card of your deck, and if your soul has no cards with the same card name as the revealed card, soul charge 1. Interesting.
So the reason I like this card,
Oh.
there's 2 reasons. One, soul charge. Like if you
I mean, yeah.
if you don't have it in soul, it just helps your soul count.
Trigger check.
Exactly.
Anything that trigger checks, I automatically like.
Dude, like if you play this right, if you think you've soul charged as much as you can that turn, and you played your cards right, you put this down as the last card, fuck it in the back row, if anything, because you got, your 2 dual nations hopefully in the front row. I don't care. Like, you put this down, and you reveal a trigger that's already in your soul. It's like, all right, we're balling.
you can plan for the rest of your turn. You kind of know what you're working with. Solid
Exactly.
stuff. Okay, yeah, I do like that a lot better.
Now, I will say the strategy, at least right now, and it's kind of hard to say the strategy because it's only been out for a week, is to run as many different triggers as you possibly can. There's only 2 different heals, so you run both. The version I built runs 8 crit, so you run 4 with the soul and 2 more different ones, so you have 3 different crits, and then front triggers and stuff like that. So you run multiple.
You're missing.
So you're running multiple different triggers to get to that different card count. With this card, it's almost worth not running those multiple different triggers just to go, all right, already have a trigger, a heal trigger, let's say in Soul. Look, it's a heal trigger on top. I'm going to leave it there because if it's like if I have one version of a heal in there and then I reveal another, it's like, oh shit, I lost another heal.
Yeah. Okay. So you aren't running your Highlander quote unquote triggers if you run this. You're running everything else Highlander.
Exactly. So it's something to test out. Like if this card's coming in, I honestly highly recommend running your triggers all the same. So if you already hit a soul charge trigger, if you already soul charge a trigger, if this reveals a trigger and it's not the over trigger, at least it'll stay on top of the deck and you can utilize it.
What I do like a lot about this card is that it is a grade 2.
Correct.
So it has some early game potential as well.
Exactly.
That's
So,
good setup. Okay.
Chaos is getting some good stuff. I already know a couple cards to replace it with. Anyway, that's been it for leaks for this week. Next week, Tuesday stream is going to be revealing Big Booba Lady. Yeah, I'm going to learn her name eventually, especially next week when we read it. I think it's... No, it's not Tiny. It's...
You're asking the wrong person. I've
don't
only
know.
seen pictures.
I don't know, man. We'll find out later. But she's getting revealed. Her Dual Nation card, which more than likely is going to be Mabel. I'm more than confident putting money on that. And we're also getting Draconic Overlord the Cross.
I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit scared. I don't
Scared
run.
of what?
I don't run Overlord anymore. I only run Boxavara and Overdress.
Uh-huh.
And now the 2 people who run Overlord at locals to meme might have really good decks that I now have to worry about and learn.
We won't know until Tuesday, so yay. And then the next Thursday stream, or the extra stream they do, is apparently going to be introducing cards for Cater Sanctuary and Stoicheia from Boost F5, as well as important collaboration cards for the monthly Bushiroad promos, tournament promo cards, yada yada yada, more promos. That's going to be very interesting. A lot of you might be asking, what do you mean? What do you mean the end of the leaks? Don't you got the other shit? And to that response, I got yes. So,
You want to try that one again?
Shaman King. There you go. I don't know why I started with Soul.
Continue.
Shaman King and Records of Ragnarok cards have been leaking. They look actually very interesting. Don't get me wrong. There's some double rares, some triple rares here that look very cool. We got some ride lines from the trial deck for Ragnarok. We've got some ride lines from the main set for Ragnarok. Like everything looks cool, and there's a lot of cards. That's the problem. There's a lot of cards. To not make this a whole hour-long video covering those, what we've decided to do, or I've decided to do for those, is we're gonna cover them when they drop. So whenever they drop into Japan, we're just going to go cover the triple rares and higher, maybe some key cards in the double rare and rare slots. Do it like we did Lyrical Monastery a little while ago and just look at the set that way. Because Shaman King is getting their second set, which is cool.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. I doubt they're going to do a third set of Shaman King. So the collaboration sets are basically the same as Weiss Schwartz, where you get a set and you don't get anything else unless it gets has season 2. So I can kind of see this being the last thing for Shaman King, and this is definitely probably the only Ragnarok until we get another season of Ragnarok and they decide to do another collaboration again. So that's why we're just gonna hold off on all the leaks of those, review them at the end, potentially do some gameplay on them maybe, and then go from there.
Good plan to me, especially since we always have that lull of like a week where there's a slowdown between sets, so that would be a good time to cover those whenever we see it all.
Exactly. Quick news section. But before we do that, if you're interested in buying any of the cards we just mentioned, go check out Triple Sleeve, TCG. They got great deals on cases, clan splits, and even more. So go check them out. Link will be in the description. Why did I do that so fast? There's not much news to talk about.
There's really not.
There's really not. Like the whole talking about Shaman King and Records of Ragnarok. Like I said, some of the reveals are cool. Apparently, they're combining Faust, you, and I forgot his name. The long haired dude. Damn it, I forgot his name.
You're asking the wrong person.
Exactly. They combined them three into, it seems like, their own deck that works. Like if you have all three of them or different ones, you can kind of combine. It looks very cool. The Ragnarok stuff is introducing a new gimmick. Like I said, we're going to cover that gimmick whenever we cover Ragnarok. But just imagine Connor's deck, Bavsakara, but with normal units. They're equipping normal units to the Vanguard.
Interesting. That's just Bogzavara, but with shield value, man.
Yeah, but the equipped units basically become like equipped units. They
Become
don't have
arms, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna cover one card from Ragnarok. Just one to kind of help understand what's going on. Let's see here. Where is she? It's one of the Valkyries. This is apparently going to be one of the main gimmicks for the human Valkyrie deck. Because you're going to have your human ride line. Okay, I'm going to honestly cover the grade 3 and the Valkyries to make most sense. That's the most you're going to get from Ragnarok. Don't ask for more. So the grade 3 is China's strongest warrior, Lubu. So that's the human representative of Ragnarok. If you know Ragnarok, you're going to understand. And his full effect is act if your Vanguard has an equipment and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater. Soul Blast 2, discard a card from your hand and until the end of turn when this unit would attack, it battles all of your opponent's units in one.
Oh, I know what this does now. Okay,
So
you
yeah,
have to
it's,
know a little bit about Ragnarok to pick up fully on what's going on here. But okay.
Trust me, the Thor ride line is stupid. Like, it's meant to say, hey, Thor is like fucking strong. So Lubu makes sense. And his other ability is act Vanguard once per turn cost, counter blast 2. This unit gets 5k in a critical until the end of turn. So it's just, an 18k double critical thing.
Double critical.
Yeah.
We've seen what that does.
Now the equipment, because the effect did say equipment. We have the Valkyrie. She's a double rare. Valkyrie's fourth sister, Rangris. Rangris, yeah.
Rangris, yeah.
You can kind of assume that, 12 sisters, fourth sister, yada, yada, yada. This is a new keyword, just like Overdress and just like Glitter. We got Volund.
Voland?
Volund?
I would think it's Voland.
I got no clue. Whatever it is, it's the keyword to a unit, just like Overdress to a unit, just like Glitter in a sense to a unit. And to this one is to Lubu, the grade 3 recovered. Play it as an equipment order and equip it to the specified unit on Vanguard. If the equipped card is no longer a unit, a new Volund is equipped, put this card into the drop. I think that just says if you equip a new one.
So you can only equip one at a time.
Exactly. It's not like Hue where you can do twice.
I'm doing the 2, yeah.
Anyway, why is this important? Well, continuous. If this card is equipped to your Vanguard, the following effects are active. Continuous during your turn. The equipped unit gets 5k, which means that Lubu is a 23 double critical now. Act. Once per turn cost, bind a Valkyrie's fourth sister Rengris, so herself, from your hand. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets continuous. All grade 0 Guardians get -5 shield until the end of turn.
That's very interesting.
Yee.
Okay. I'm kind of into this as a concept.
I'm a little bit sad. I think the first time we read it, she was roughly translated into all Guardians get -5, which is basically Crown Fang on steroids. Mm-hmm. Because it's literally for the end of turn. Because it's for the end of turn.
I mean, for a lot of decks, they're only guarding with triggers anyway.
Yeah.
So, that's still a huge hit.
Exactly.
Especially since it's another 500 on Lubu, who just got the 505k on top of his 5k and another crit. That's 2 from hand to stop just that.
Correct. Damn it. I said I wouldn't, but I am.
No. You said you wouldn't.
Okay,
we are
cool.
going to cover it.
Yeah, later.
Later.
Thor is
You'll
really
see.
cool, but we'll cover it later.
Just a little bit to whet your appetite.
You can go read it. It's in the wiki. It's really cool. I'm not even going to lie, but we're going to cover it to save time later. So, with that being said, with equipment cards out of the way, with everything out of the way, with no much news, other than us going to Duluth. And we're not going to Anaheim. Jesus Christ, no, too much money. We're going to Duluth. He's not, sadly.
No, I'm not. I have other things to attend to.
Exactly. There's not much other news to cover, so we're gonna end this episode here. Connor, got anything else to add?
Very quick. I actually like what we're seeing for the dual nations as we've gotten further into them. When we only had Plant Boy, what's his name?
Rora.
Thank you. When we only had him and the Dragon Girl, I wasn't a fan of the way they were handling it, but now that I've seen them go a little bit wider with the other ones, I can kind of appreciate what they're working with.
This is my full quick opinion. Roroa, Ride Line, solid. Dragon Empire Girl, Dragon Glitter Effect, could have used work.
Yeah.
The balance of normal effect, glitter effect could have used work. Tamiya, Ride Line,
Goldberg.
fucking solid, but fully relying on Dual Nations, so they could have done it better. The Dual Nation cards, almost perfect. Simple effect and a good glitter effect. How Dual Nations probably should have been done. Chaos. Ride Line's not the best. Like, it has holes. Like, you can whiff hard. But the good part is it's not relying on having your glitter counterpart. You can kind of run the deck still. The glitter counterpart helps. That's when we get to the Dual Nation card. First effect, super solid. You can run it any deck. Second effect, definitely helps Chaos. So he's also a very, very good Dual Nation card. So far, we're on a good track. Nothing can be perfect, sadly.
I mean, yes. This is also the first execution. I want to say this is not condemning Dual Nations as a whole.
Yeah.
I was just curious
Down
how
the road,
it
more
would, how
Dual
it would
Nations. Oh, God.
start. Yeah, I hate to put that on you. But I was concerned Dual Nations would either come out completely busted or complete garbage.
So this is a good balance.
We're in a good spot for a first release, in my opinion.
Yes. If you saw the video that came out before this one, yeah, Tamayura can kind of handle herself.
Yeah.
So overall, the Dual Nations do look interesting. But with that, before this episode goes too long, we're going to end it here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been episode 132 of V-Time. If you liked the video, please leave a like, share with your friends. Comment down below what you think Big Booba Lady's going to do and how Mabel is going to help her. You think the balance is going to be there. Other than that, if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified. Maybe even like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us on Twitch, and join our Discord. But with that, I've been Philip.
I'm Connor.
And we'll see you in the next one. Woo! Right? Well, I think I fucked up something. Okay, I'm gonna cut this part out real quick, just make sure everything's proper.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Technical difficulties.